beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today we are just gonna have a fun, chill time playing with some new makeup. Some of this is brand new, some of it is just new to me. A couple of things are not brand new releases, but just stuff that I was interested in that I purchased for myself. So this cream blush from Sigma, this is the Corda Rosa blush. I've heard so many good things about it, and it has really nice clicky packaging. I love that. I also bought another shade of this lip oil from e.l.f. This is the Glow Reviver lip oil. I tried a few of these when they first released, but I wasn't able to get this shade at the time when I bought these for my review. This is the shade Honey Talks. I love a nice neutral brown lip color. So I'm going to be trying this out, even though it's not new. It's new to me and it's been sitting in my box of shame for a while. So I'll be happy to finally try that one out. BK Beauty sent over some new tools, and I absolutely love their 101 brush for foundation. This is their Complexion Core Trio. So it has the 114, 115, and 116 brushes and lash curler. So we'll test those out. Those are brand new. We've got a bunch of new things from ColourPop. They have updated the primer and setting spray in the Pretty Fresh line, which I loved the original. So I'm really hoping that these new updated versions are just as good, if not better. So we have the Pretty Fresh Set It Up Primer, Pretty Fresh Lock It In setting spray, and I'm also going to try this new liquid highlight. I'll probably do a dedicated video for the liquid highlights because I have all three shades and I want to compare them to the glow drops, but we'll just try it on and test it out today. And probably the thing I'm most excited about is the Galactic Visitor palette from Singe Beauty. I've had this for a while, but it came during my filming break. So I have swatched it and played with it and used it, but I haven't had a chance to use it for a video yet. So I'm really excited to do a look with Galactic Visitor today. I'm not doing super in-depth reviewing with comparisons and wear tests and all that. This is just going to be a more fun, laid back, let's try on some makeup and just play and have fun. That's what I'm looking forward to today. So that's what we're going to do. So let's zoom in and start with a little primer.
I was under the impression that this was a replacement for the original Pretty Fresh primer, but that old version, the hydrating hyaluronic acid Pretty Fresh primer, is still available. It's not discounted or anything like that on the ColourPop site. So I guess that this is just a new addition to the Pretty Fresh line. It wasn't very clear to me, so I think that they're still going to be both available, which is great because this one doesn't suit my tastes as much. It has more of that smoothing, very dried to the touch type of vibe, sort of like the Professional primer from Benefit. If you've ever tried that one, that's sort of what this one feels like on the skin. And I was a little bit afraid that this was a revamp or a replacement, but I think they're still going to be both available. So I prefer the hydrating one, but if that one is too dewy, sticky, tacky for you, then you may prefer this new Pretty Fresh primer. It's going to be a challenge for me not to call it just the Pretty Fresh primer. Maybe it's my own brain labeling it that way that caused myself confusion anyway. I'm testing this BK Beauty 115 brush from the Core Complexion Trio. I really like it. It's smaller than the 101 and it's a little bit softer and more fluffy, not quite as dense. I would say that is the case for all three of these complexion brushes that I'm testing today. The foundation brush did work a little bit better for my preferences than this concealer brush. I think, first of all, the concealer brush is just a little bit larger than what I prefer, especially for around those detail areas around the nose, the under eye, that type of thing. And this is also not quite as dense as I want a concealer brush to be. So while I enjoyed the fluffier feel for the foundation brush, I'm not as much vibing with this softer, fluffier brush for concealer. That's just a personal preference. I mean, obviously it worked. My makeup ends up looking very nicely blended. It wasn't a ton of work or anything like that. It's just a preference thing for me. And speaking of preference, I rated this e.l.f. lip oil very highly in my ranking all of my lip products video that I did at the end of 2024, which was literally just a couple weeks ago. And I love this new color. I think it's probably my favorite of all of these lip oils from e.l.f. that I've tried. I also rated the previous liquid highlighter from ColourPop very highly. Those are the glow drops, the one in the little dropper bottle instead of this wand. I really, really liked those, so I wasn't sure what to make of this new liquid highlight. This is definitely a lot softer. The glow drops are quite a bit more intensely metallic, whereas these liquid highlighters are definitely more of that subtle glow. What we like to say in the beauty world, the lit from within highlighter, which I also really like this as well. And you can see I layered this up. So I applied one thin layer, just tapped in with my fingertips, and then I added some more on top to see if I could build up that glow. And I definitely feel like I achieved a beautiful glow by layering this. It layered really nicely, blended out really easily. It didn't disturb my foundation. I feel like it looks super glowy but still natural. I honestly love the finish of this, and I ended up liking it even more once I combined it with the cream blush from Sigma. I am going to do a full review on these liquid highlights because there are two more shades. There's a really cool duochrome pink one, and I want to do a comparison with the glow drops. So keep an eye out for that. I'll get to that in the next, I'd say, week or two. Next up, I'm going to apply the Sigma Cream Blush with the 116 brush from BK Beauty. This brush worked so well with the Sigma Cream Blush. I love the finish here. I ended up doing the same thing, adding a very light layer first to see what the pigmentation, the finish looked like, and then going back and layering a little bit more of the product on top just to build up the color and also just to see what would happen if I layered it up. It's a lot harder to show the application of a setting spray, so I just wanted you to see the mist really on this one is a really nice fine mist. I didn't get any crazy droplets or anything, and I put a lot of it on my face here. I feel like it looked nice, didn't mess up my makeup, didn't make anything drip off in general, didn't smell bad. So, not a lot of complaints. I'm not a huge believer in setting spray for longevity, but I am a believer in setting spray for sort of marrying all the layers of makeup and just helping everything blend together and soak into the skin, just look a little bit more natural, a little bit more cohesive. That's been the greatest benefit that I've seen from setting sprays in general. I do have drier skin and I'm 39. I've got some creases and some crinkles. So anything that makes my makeup soak more into my skin and help me avoid the mask look on my face is going to be beneficial for my personal makeup routine. We have to talk about this Galactic Visitor palette. This is the first eyeshadow palette from Singe Beauty, and my friend, and yeah, like Anikvist owns Singe Beauty, so I'm definitely predisposed to want to like these products. But if you've ever watched Angie's videos, then you probably already know, as I do, she has very high standards. She has a high bar as far as her expectations for product performance goes. So her own brand really does live up to that standard. That's exactly what I've experienced with this palette. As I mentioned, this is not my first time using it. This is not a first impression of this palette. It's just my first time using it on camera. I did post some swatches, just quick finger swipe swatches on my arm on my Instagram page. So I'll link that post if you want to see swatches of this whole palette. The color story together is super duper beautiful. And maybe I'll put a little swatch reel or something up on my YouTube shorts as well, just so that you can see all of these shadows together in action. The color story is super fun. And of course, the shadows are just beautiful, pigmented. The mattes are really velvety. The shimmers are really sparkly. Everything layers and works super well together. I'm a big fan of this palette. And despite how colorful the color story is, there are a lot of very easy go to like two shadow looks that come out of here. I love using the matte yellow and the more golden shimmer together for a quick two shadow look. That was the first combo that I did when I got this palette. And I've just enjoyed every single eyeshadow look that I've done with it. I'm looking forward to more. I really like the way my finished makeup turned out. I feel comfortable, glowy, and very just cute and casually sweaty. Exactly how I want to look.
I feel like we're starting off this year on the right foot because this was a really successful trying new makeup video. Definitely some things that I liked more than others. Everything worked. I would say my least favorite products are these two. Sadly, the new Pretty Fresh primer is just not nearly as hydrating feeling. I know this might be kind of an unpopular opinion, but I liked the old formula better because it was really, really hydrating and almost like sticky feeling on my skin. And that's what I want out of a hydrating primer. This felt like it dried down immediately. It almost had the same feeling on my skin as when I use something that has more of a silicone base. It wasn't as slippy of a gel. It definitely felt like a moisturizer on my fingers, but once it was on my skin, it had that almost velvety feeling. It didn't ball up like a lot of silicone-based primers do. This does have a smoothing claim, so maybe, oh, it has dimethicone in it. Okay, so that's why I don't really love this. I prefer the really dewy, sticky, super hydrating feeling of the old Pretty Fresh primer. This one's fine. It's just not my preference. I do like the setting spray though. At least that's a win. This brush also is good. I can see why people will like these. I think a lot of people will like these, and I probably have a bit of a hot take. I just prefer a more dense concealer brush. This one's just a little too floppy, a little too large. This would work better as a foundation brush for me, frankly, but I like the other two brushes a lot. The 115 applied my foundation beautifully. The 116, I loved this for my cream blush. These are the only two that I'm not going to be rushing back towards. Everything else was really nice. This new liquid highlighter is a lot less in your face, a lot more subtle of a glow, but it definitely is there. We are very much in casually sweaty territory, so no complaints. Both of the cream products on my cheeks applied really nicely over my foundation, didn't disturb any of the makeup underneath, and I think that they look great together. This is definitely an ideal cheek combo for me. I thought the Galactic Visitor palette applied really nicely. I'm looking forward to doing some more looks on my channel with this palette. I went with a more warm color scheme today to match my clothes, and I knew that I was going to use that Corta Rosa blush, so I was going for the whole warm vibe. There's some really fun looks that are going to come from here. I need to dig into these cooler tones. No surprise that this is super beautiful. Nothing that was a total flop for me, just some things that I preferred more than others. I would love to hear what you think about this look. What shades do you want to see me use from Galactic Visitor? Have you tried any of these products? What do you think I need to add to my box of shame to my next trying new makeup video? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Ooh, it's been so long since I filmed. I pre-filmed a bunch of my videos all of my favorites and then a bunch of other videos, so I haven't filmed in like over 2 weeks. I've still been editing, but I took a bunch of time off of filming to hang out with my family, and now it feels weird to be filming again, but here I am. New year, same me. Great. Okay, go. Ooh, boop. Cute. Hello? Casually sweaty. That's my new intro. Ooh, casually sweaty. This is like business casually sweaty. I did really layer it up though, but I knew that I wanted some glow. I need some glow, okay? It's winter, it's cold, it's windy, it gets dark at like 2 p.m. The only thing that's pulling me through these dark, cold, dreary winter days is just being as casually sweaty as possible. And I think I'm nailing it. Yeah, keep an eye out for a video with this because you know I love a cream cheek product. I love a liquid, shimmery, glowy little cheek product. And I have some new ones to play with. Cute. Hey. Also, I just want you to know that my earrings match my top so cutely. I just wanted you to know that. I needed to tell someone. Okay, so thank you for being here for me. Thank you for listening. That's it. Now I'm gonna go have a snack. I have a little naan bread that I'm gonna toast. I'm gonna put some garlic on there and I'm gonna chop up some veggies. And I just think that sounds like such a good snack. Oh, and spicy hummus. Never forget the spicy hummus. Whoever invented spicy hummus, you're the real MVP. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. And you know, a lot of things change, but one thing that doesn't change is the fact that I love your face. Bye.